just trying to figure out how do we intro this one. Because it's, like, different. Or unless you want to pew-pew, you can intro it.
Yeah, sure. Hello out there, you Renegade podcast listeners. This is Thrones of Game, the only Game of Thrones podcast which reviews the series backwards. If you've never heard the show before, well, let me explain, my friend. I'm Elliot J. O'Neill. I've never seen the show before. And joining me is BT Calloway, who has seen the show and normally hosts this podcast.
Oh, wait, sorry, that's the wrong bit.
Always hosts the podcast, except when he's not. So this is just a special as we're heading into our final couple of episodes. We thought we'd just take a break, stop, pause, reflect.
Shake things up, baby!
Yeah, I mean, this is the Renegade podcast. We do what we like, and if we want to pause and stop and reflect, let us do that.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? Kick down that door and stop us? Well, you didn't. It didn't just happen. So,
No. And we're pointed our finger guns at the door, ready to pew-pew-pew anyone who tries.
Absolutely. But what are we doing then, Elliot?
Well, we're calling this special Facts of Game, brackets of Thrones. So what I've done is, because a few weeks ago I went, like, I'm very typical for a Wikipedia rabbit hole. Like, I really, some people also call him an IMD boy, where, you know, I just love to learn about the actors behind the scenes and all that sort of stuff.
IMD boy?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just checking. Making sure I got the pronunciation correct.
An internet movie data bastard. Which would actually very appropriate for this show.
I was going to say, nicely landed.
But yeah, so I got into learning about some of the actors and I just had to stop because I was like, I'm finding out way too much interesting shit about these people and this could be a special in and of itself.
And now it is.
And then, so I waited a few weeks and then did it again. And hopefully I've avoided spoilers mostly for the first two episodes. I think I have. But yeah, so I've just come up with a list of the actors, who they played, and just one or two fun facts about each of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so just a heads up, if I've missed anyone, if I've missed any of your favorites, look, I've already got like 50 fucking people. There are so many goddamn people on this show.
Oh my, yes.
So I might have missed some of the bit players or the guest appearances, or like I'm not doing like Pedro Pascal because it's like, what do you want me to say? He's the fucking Mandalorian. And
Yeah, he's going from strength to strength right now.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's less known for Game of Thrones now than all the other shit that he's doing. So, yeah, but I have focused mostly on the core cast, people who appeared in the most episodes, sort of things like that.
Yep.
And also, yeah, just doing a heads up, I'll be mentioning the 11-8 Club, which is the 11 actors who appeared in all 8 seasons of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe a fun thing if I say the actor's name and you think they were in the 11-8 Club, shout it out, and I'll tell you if you're wrong or not.
I feel like I'm going to be okay at this, yeah.
All right, so first of all, Scene Bean.
Scene Bean, definitely not 11-8.
No.
1-1.
Yeah, playing Eddard Stark. And I didn't know this. I thought One Does Not Simply came from Game of Thrones.
What, you didn't know that was one of the most perfectly aligned memes in history? Oh my god.
I didn't know it was Lord of the Rings.
Well, yeah, one does not simply walk into Mordor, which then aligned beautifully with one does not simply walk into Hodor. And it's one of those, like, whoever had that moment of just, oh my god, I have a god tier meme.
Yeah.
Like, God saw that and laughed.
Well, at that moment, I thought I could create a meme of myself. One does not simply mix up Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings references. Done so many times.
Yeah. Just write it backwards, then it's original.
Yep. And apparently, one of the swords in the Iron Throne is from Lord of the Rings.
Yep, it's Gandalf's sword. I forget what it's called.
The Glamdring. I think, if I've written that right.
Yeah, it's Tolkien. It's going to be a weird name.
All right. And I wrote down he has 5 wives. Why?
Like, just in life?
Yeah.
Like, at once?
Yeah. Maybe I was going to do no, you're thinking about a man with 5 knives.
5 swords that he sits on.
Yes.
The iron stool.
All right, it was worth it me writing it down there. And yeah, I didn't know this until, you and Ellen mentioned it on some podcast we were doing about indexing Simpsons or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's known for on-screen deaths.
Yeah.
to the point where he is a walking spoiler.
Exactly.
And that he's put in his contract that he doesn't want to do on-screen deaths anymore, just because,
Fair.
like, it's a bummer for the audience. Like, it's a problem for the audience.
Yeah, but he needs to steer out of that rut and become a surprise again.
But yeah, so as of today, he's had 23 on-screen deaths.
Ooh. Do you know out of how many movies? Like,
oh god, it's got to be over 100 at this stage.
Yeah, I was just 23 is a lot, but we need a bit of context. But yeah, he's known for it. I've seen literal charts that explain like how many decapitations has he had, how many times he's been shot, how many times he's been exploded.
Oh yeah, I found this handy little graph
that's what I was thinking of.
Oh my god, they killed Sean Bean. War Redemption, shot in the head and bayoneted. Caravaggio, throat cut. The Field, chased off a cliff by a herd of cows. Clarissa, Game of Thrones, stabbed with a rapier. Tell Me That You Love Me, self-inflicted stabbing. Scarlet, stabbed. Patriot Games, stabbed by impaling. GoldenEye, crushed by a burning antenna.
Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings took the Skyrim route and got shot with a bunch of arrows.
Yeah, he gets stabbed with objects a lot.
Yep.
Sometimes entire satellite dishes murder this man.
Yep. Oh yeah, and shot on film in Airboy, XX Boys, Equilibrium. I could keep going. This man dies on screen a lot. Including in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
All right. And Mark Addy, King Bob Baratheon.
Okay, 1-1 again.
Yep, 1-1 club. He was one of the full Monties earlier in his career.
Son of a bitch! I think I recognize him now.
It's
a bit hard with his clothes on, but still.
Clothes on and a bit more of a beard.
Yeah.
He also replaced John Goodman in the Flintstones sequel movie, Viva Rock Vegas.
Wow. Weird to have such a low point in your career so early.
Right? There's actually a lot of these people who are coming in on the sequels of franchises and stuff that we'll get to later. But
wow.
Like, for an English actor as well, I found that fascinating casting.
True. I didn't think of him as being an English actor, given how many English accents are just flying around, and some of them are native and some of them aren't.
Yeah. There's actually a surprising lack of American actors in this show.
Yeah, now that I'm going through it in my head, I'm like, Charles Dance, he's already English.
Yeah.
I've forgotten everyone else was just thinking of that's already English.
Well, I mean, Lena Headey's not... Is she English or American?
I'm pretty sure she's American, but I also don't base that off anything except for the Sarah Connor Chronicles, so...
Yeah. And we'll get to her later. But yeah, Mark... Oh, wait, no, that was it. That's all I had for him. But also, like, I just want to preface that a lot of these people have had incredible careers, and I'm just sort of boiling it down to a couple of more of the fun facts, know.
Yeah, you're boiling it down to the pew-pew.
Yeah, not, giving, why you should think these guys are important, because besides the child actors, pretty much every one of these people have done, like, legitimate Shakespeare and have 1 million English awards and all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, Jim Jam Lannister.
Jim Jam Lannister, that'd be your 811.
Awesome. Yep, there we go. There's our first at the 811.
Yep.
11-8, whatever.
Yep.
Appearing in 55 out of the 73 Game of Thrones episodes.
Yeah, he's absent in a few.
He has Paul Rudd syndrome in that sister fucking son of a bitch is 50.
Son, what?
Yeah.
That's a good-looking man for 50. Well done there. Guy whose name I constantly forget.
Nikolaj. Again, and prefacing by apologizing if I'm not pronouncing any of these names properly.
Yeah.
So, like, when we saw him last on Game of Thrones, when we started it, that was... he was 47,
Jeez.
Yeah, so, like, by that, now in the season that we're watching, he's, like, late 30s.
That's wild.
Yeah. Oh, I love this fact. He had a starring role in a 2008 Fox series called New Amsterdam. Not to be confused, there's another New Amsterdam series.
The New Amsterdam.
Yeah, medical
The Old
drama.
Adventures of New Amsterdam.
No, but the 2008 Fox series New Amsterdam was a procedural show where he played Detective John Amsterdam, an immortal man who became mortal after he finds his true love. Cancelled after 8 episodes.
I'm pretty sure that might be what is just happening in his life in the show. He
Oh,
finds
right.
Cersei Lannister. Maybe he's not mortal anymore. He's just that good of an actor. He gave up his immortality.
Wow. Truly Shakespearean. So that was just fucking hilarious. I could not stop laughing after I just read the synopsis of that.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of those ones where I did extra research and made sure Wikipedia wasn't fucking with me.
Yeah,
because that is so good.
Like, that's not even the premise of a short story. How do you make a show out of that?
Actually, yeah, I've just got to pull up the poster of it as well, because it really... 2008.
And I will do my best to describe it to our podcast listeners. One quick Google search later.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man. I mean, anyone out there who's like into dudes might want to look this up, because he's just giving you like the half smolder stare.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah. And yeah, there's two attractive co-workers and random ugly guy.
Some guy just standing there smiling, and the two attractive co-workers seem to be overdressed from where I'm sitting here. Like they're in like cocktail dresses, what it looks like from this seat over here.
So yeah, this is an absolute train wreck, which I don't know. Maybe we'll watch.
Nicolaj himself is giving his best "hey there" kind of look, and it's if you're into that, it's working.
All right, Michelle Fairley playing Catelyn Stark. I almost called her Captain Stark.
Yep, I only got about 3 seasons, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, not one of the 11/8s.
No.
But she, again, talking about coming in on later on in the series.
Yep.
She was Hermione's second mother.
Oh, right.
Not like Hermione's mum's a lesbian, so she replaced the original actor in her. But she's also the second Catelyn Stark, who replaced Jennifer L., who left the show to be a mum.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if this was like in the reshot pilot, because from what I read, there was...
Yeah, I've never seen the original pilot.
Yeah. So yeah, there is an original pilot. I don't know if there was a different actor in the original pilot or redo pilot, whatever. But yeah. That's a thing. Lena Headey.
Lena
Headley.
11/8 for sure, 8/11 or whatever it is.
That is definite. She was in 62 of 73 of the episodes, so equal second with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, a lot of heavy lifting in that one.
Yep, and as you mentioned before, she was Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm.
And...
kicked ass, has it?
And this was one of those surprising, moments. She was Queen Gorgo in 300.
Oh, yeah, no, I know that.
Yep. And born in Bermuda.
Bermuda?
Yeah.
Bahama. Come, my pretty mama.
She is a pretty mama. So yeah, she's not English or American. She's Bermudan.
Yeah.
All that speculating before, and I should have remembered the fucking one of the few facts I put down about her. Yes. And so, from one Sarah Connor to another, who do you think I'm referring to?
Amelia Clarke, obviously.
Of course.
The bad Sarah Connor.
Oh, poor Amelia Clarke. Worst Sarah Connor in the worst Terminator.
Genesis is fucking terrible.
Here's a trend that's going to be kicking off now. Younger than both of us at age 34. I know.
You and your successful life.
So, during the filming of this show, she had 2 brain aneurysms.
What the was one of them from eating all those candy hearts?
Doctors would later link the two. Maybe that was the other fun fact that kept coming up in all the listicles that I was reading.
Brain aneurysms?
No, Amelia Clarke and the heart. I don't think we actually even talked about it on the show. I think you just shared that article.
No, I talked about me vaguely remembering it was made out of gummy and barbecue sauce. It was actually sugar syrup.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did find that article later. I was roughly accurate on the show from memory.
And a couple of her gags were
genuine,
legit.
because she was just so fucking sick of eating that, which you would be.
Yeah.
And they'd put in, I think, bits of jerky or maybe uncooked pasta or something, so there was something to tear and some visceral action to that heart eating. And
actual resistance in her chewing and everything like that. Yeah, poor girl.
Yep.
So hopefully the brain aneurysms have nothing to do with it. But no, it's to go into detail would be pretty exhaustive. Mm-hmm. But it is a very small rare condition that is potentially fatal.
It's still an aneurysm.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so due to that and outside of that, she's been doing a lot of charity work because of that. And she was almost benched from the show completely, but
really?
Yeah, made a miraculous recovery. It can't be overstated how lucky she was that she got through these incidences.
Well, maybe that's why we don't see her in as many movies. Maybe she's stepping down from the limelight because that's intense. And having that kind of condition is also intense.
Definitely. And also part of the 11/8.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And with 62 of the 73 episodes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to score all 73. But
no, actually, that was surprising to me.
No, I mean, now that I think about it, you got such a big cast, it moves around so much.
And there's certain episodes where it's focused on the one person as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the one story thread, rather.
Yeah.
All right, Ian Glenn playing Jorah Mormont.
Jorah. Yeah, again, 11-8 as well.
That was a surprise to me, but I'm like,
He
I guess
dies
he
in
was.
a long night, so...
Yeah, and I guess it's because he had a lesser role in, like, after he got fired by Daenerys.
That said, you could have told me he wasn't in season 1, I would have believed you, until I remembered that wine episode. Even though we've seen him in the last couple of ones, he doesn't feel like the same dude.
Yep. So there wasn't, like, particularly much to mention besides sort of his acting credits, which, I mean, as well, once again, joining in on sequels, he was in Kick-Ass 2 playing Uncle Ralph.
Yep.
He was in maybe the original Tomb Raider.
No, he was.
And Downton Abbey as well, but he has been in a lot of your Resident Evil films.
Oh, I know. Dr. Isaacs.
There we go.
He was in 3, Extinction, I believe.
Yep.
And then the final chapter as well.
Yep.
And that's right, he's got a cameo in one of the other ones, and I forget which one. It's the second one, isn't it?
Apocalypse. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Apocalypse. It's the second one.
It's the 04 one.
Yeah, the Apocalypse is the one that I, as a Resident Evil fan, will call the shit one. So...
Jesus.
It's bad.
Is he playing American or English in that one?
He's
actually?
American in that one.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Again, massive career and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
it's just...
He pops... I think I've seen him just pop up in more things than any of them.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't usually get billed. He's not like that a household name. But he definitely... You'll be watching something and he'll just be there. You're like, oh, hey, Jorah, how you doing?
It doesn't really have a... Oh, God, I hate both of his names as well. It's Ian Glenn, spelled I-A-I-N...
Ooh.
G-L-E-N. One N.
I-A-N Glenn.
Might be like Iron from Mythic Quest. Watch Mythic Quest now. Was this that or the other podcast? Whatever. All right, so here's one that I didn't even know that I was going to include in this one because I couldn't find out. But someone reached out to us on Twitter and gave us a bit of a fun fact about Daenerys' brother, Viserys.
Viserys, we call Loki-less, and I will stick with that.
Loki-less.
Yep.
Where is it? I think
I've got it, Chamber, if you
want.
want.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, you read it.
Okay. So, from Twitter, at Buffalo Corn Dogs, guy called Adam, New Year, same me, says, at Old Man Calloway, that's me, and at Elliot J. O'Neill, that's Elliot J. O'Neill. Here's a useless fact for Thrones of Game. Dan Brady's shithead brother, Loki-less, is actor Harry Lloyd, who's not only an amalgamation, that's hard to say.
Sea anemones.
Yeah, an amalgamation of the names from both of the characters from Dumb and Dumber, but is the great-great-great-grandson of Charles Dickens.
Amazing.
Great expectations indeed.
I almost left this one behind because he's not in the series that much, but goddamn.
Yeah, he's only a 1-1.
Imagine, yeah, exactly. But yeah, having both the character names from Dumb and Dumber, that's brutal, man.
Yeah. Is he British? Because he has a very Britishy name.
Harry Lloyd.
Harry Lloyd, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah. And more British names. Kit Harington. Born Christopher Catesby Harrington.
Okay. Catesby.
I know it's not fair to make fun of people with middle names because often, people will give the middle name to the distant relative where the name doesn't make sense in this day. But Catesby. The Kate Catesby.
It's very fancy. It feels like a name that's just, by saying it, comes in calligraphy.
That's why he wanted to do Kit Harington. He didn't want to be his name limited to only calligraphy roles.
Yeah, exactly.
Also younger than both of us. Part of the 11-8.
Yep.
And also equal second, doing 62 out of the 73 episodes. He's married to a Game of Thrones co-star.
Yeah, I know.
Which one is that?
I don't know her real name.
What's her fake name? Do you even know that?
What do we call her? It's Aloy.
Yeah. Egret. Yeah. Rose Leslie. They married in 2018.
Yeah, I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah. And a link with the next person that we're talking about is he's making some of that Marvel money. He's going to be in the upcoming Eternal movies.
Yeah, he's going to be wielding a sword.
Yep. He has a magic... Oh, yeah.
As someone pointed out, they feel like they didn't put him and the guy who plays Robb Stark in any of the scenes in the trailer just to kind of avoid that.
Oh, right.
In theory, who knows? Maybe it wasn't the plan.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Richard Madden, Rod Stark, again, younger than us.
Let's not move on too quickly because Kit Harington is in a shitty sequel to the Silent Hill movie, Silent Hill 2 Revelations, I think it's called.
Wow.
I quite like the first Silent Hill movie. The second one is fucking garbage.
And that's the one that Calligraphy
that
Harrington
Kit Harington is in. Yep.
Calligraphy Harrington. But yeah, again, I didn't find much out about Rob Stark. He's very green in his career, but yeah. He's going to be playing Icarus in the Eternals, which gets more to do than wield a sword. God, that's funny.
He's going to grow up always just wielding swords.
I'm Eternal.
Yep.
Sophie Turner. Eternal Turner.
Yep, 11'8".
Jean Grey. Yep, an 11'8". Cast at age 14 in the show.
That is wild.
So, younger than us.
Yeah.
Do you know who she's married to, actually?
One of the Jonas brothers?
Yeah, Joe Jonas. And they don't have any kids yet, but they have a fur baby.
Yeah, I know. She adopted her direwolf after filming finished. Which is very cute.
Yeah, and you go to their Instagram, look at the pictures of Big Puppy and Sophie. Yeah, great stuff.
Also, when Vine was a thing, she and Maisie Williams made a bunch of Vines when they were just bored on set. It's kind of adorable in the sense of
really,
here are two young actors who are obviously maybe a bit intimidated being on such a big show with a bunch of, big actors and stuff like that. And it's just kind of fun to watch them goof off and do stupid shit.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because they weren't that far apart in age as well. Because Maisie Williams cast at 12 in the show, and she's now 24, leading us perfectly into Maisie Williams.
Segway.
And she is.
Oh yeah, obviously 11'8". Come
obviously
on.
11'8". Yep, 59 of the 73. Maisie Williams. Native Americans call her Corny Williams.
Okay, you can. That was pretty corny, Elliot.
Yep.
So,
but her birth name is Margaret Constance Williams.
Margaret Constance.
Yeah.
Again, not full calligraphy, but just really fancy handwriting of your grandparents.
Yep. Yeah. Whatever Tywin was writing in.
Yeah.
Who, again, I didn't actually write that on the sheet, but he learned calligraphy and how to skin a stag for
all right,
Game of Thrones.
Because I know about the stag thing. I didn't know. We assumed it was a stunt hand that was doing the calligraphy.
Yeah, no.
But he learned, of course he did, because he's Charles Dance and he's fucking amazing.
Margaret is a real name. Maisie is a nickname from a character in the comic The Perishers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
But,
yeah. And here's a shout out to our mate, Captain Nick from Pods in the Key of Springfield.
Like and subscribe.
He's a big Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
And apparently the Taylor Swift song, Look What You Made Me Do, has a line in it. I've got a list of names and yours is in red, underlined. Inspired by Aya.
Well, there we go.
Yep. Also making Marvel money.
Yeah, from New Mutants that took forever to come out and apparently isn't very good.
Was not well received.
Nah, I'm still going to see it, but it's not high on my list.
But she's done more than acting recently, where she's co-developed a social media app called Daisy.
Oh, good luck.
Which aims to connect creatives together to develop careers and relationships.
I mean, good luck.
So Tinder for artists, basically.
But launching a social media, that's some... I mean it quite genuinely. Good luck.
Yeah.
But,
well, yeah, I mean, precocious young 24-year-old.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, made more than enough money than she'll know what to do with, go for it.
She was also in Doctor Who.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, a couple of episodes. I forget what the episode title is, but there's some good episodes.
That'll pop up a bit more, because there's a lot of things that link the Game of Thrones characters in that they've done Shakespeare or Doctor Who or fucking... there's something else. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it.
Alfie Allen playing Theon Greyjoy.
Yes, brother of Lily Allen.
That's right. Yeah, real life brother. And Lily was offered the role of Yara Greyjoy.
Oh, really?
But she turned it down.
When she found out about the finger banging scene?
Yep.
Fair. Also, something that doesn't gel with what I remember Lily Allen looking like, and like a salt-hardened sailor doesn't quite gel.
Yeah. Now, she's quite a petite lady, and I don't know, she looks like a musician.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been... I've seen Lily Allen live, actually.
Okay, good.
She did a big day out. I don't know. I didn't really care. It's Lily Allen.
Yeah.
She has her audience. It's not me.
Yeah.
Alfie is younger than both of us.
Yeah, of course.
Has a daughter named Arrow.
Arrow.
Yep.
Arrow Allen. Ooh.
Arrow Allen.
I mean, I'm not opposed to the name. It's interesting, but given your last name...
Yeah.
Sounds like you say, hello, Alan.
Hello, Arrow.
Arrow, Alan. Nope. Bad choice, dude.
And part of the 11-8.
Oh, yeah.
Doing, I think he's like the lowest.
Yeah.
Put an asterisk next to that. I don't know.
Also carked it on Long Night. And there were long swathes where he wasn't there.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but was in all 8 seasons at one point or another and did 47 of the 73.
Yep.
All right. Isaac Hempstead Wright.
That's a name.
Hempstead.
Hempstead.
Or Hempstead, I don't know. Stead. Allbran.
Allbran.
Yeah.
11-8 again?
No, took season 5 off.
Oh, that's right, because he was too busy hitting puberty. Yeah. Or puberty hitting him.
Yeah, that's it. And because of that, he sort of had a bit of a mixed relationship with acting. Like, he just wanted to go to college and be a normal college kid, but getting stopped for selfies in the hallways and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Says his roommates were really cool about it, but yeah, it's sort of he's not bitter, but
it just wasn't for him.
Yeah, but he's currently studying neuroscience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So good luck.
Well, that being a psychic weirdo will certainly help.
Yeah. And from one Game of Thrones star who's not had the best relationship with acting to another is Jack Gleeson, who played Joffrey.
I believe it's like part of Doctors Without Borders now or something.
Really? I missed that one.
I mean, he's doing something with charity. I don't remember what.
But yeah, he cited Walking Phoenix doing Commodus in Gladiator as inspiration for Joffrey, which just made so much fucking sense when I read that.
Yeah.
And yeah, one of his earliest roles was as a little boy in Batman Begins.
Yep.
And yeah,
there were memes about it. It's like Batman could have stopped all of this.
Oh, really? Oh, I missed that.
It's because his part is what? I think it's Jim Gordon's son.
Oh, okay.
And so you only kind of see him briefly, but it's him.
Oh, there we go. And yeah, uneasy relationship with fame. Claimed he would leave acting, but he hasn't exactly shied away from it. He's done a couple of theater roles, and he's just started a new role in a small series. But I think it's even comparable to like a Daniel Radcliffe thing, where it's like he's got the money now. He has the freedom.
He can pick and choose.
Yeah,
and it's going to be very hard to escape that role.
Yeah, especially because he's got such a distinct face. Like, I do feel sorry for him in a lot of respects.
Yeah,
he can't exactly morph into other roles. Yeah,
nope. Can't change his face.
No. Rory McCann, the Hound.
The Hound. Now that's an 8/11.
Yeah. No.
Really? There's a season without the Hound?
Yeah, apparently. Hold on, I'm just going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that he is not.
I'm trying to think which one that would be. Because he's got an entire, we mentioned the buddy cop movie where he's palling around with Arya, and he's definitely in the first, he's definitely in the last. I'm trying to put together any other parts and also pad for timing so you can Google. One quick Google search later.
He was absent from season 5, like Bran.
Oh, okay.
And appeared in 38 of the
there you
73.
Go.
Yep, there you go.
Any reason for the lack or just we don't know?
I guess we just sort of missed it, but because, at the end of season 4, that's when Arya breaks away from him.
Yeah, but he spent an entire season. That's bizarre.
And she was tied up with the dude.
That's right. We think he was dead for that time because it was after his fight with Brienne, and that's why. Okay, that makes sense now.
Yep. And this is I feel like a double sequel thing because he was in the Jumanji reboots sequel.
Nice. Jumanji, the next level.
Yep.
Haven't seen it yet, but I want to.
And yeah, Lurchin Hot Fuzz. I think you just mentioned that.
Yarp.
Yep. Yarp. And he was in a band called Thunder Soup. Again, had to clarify this because Wikipedia has fucked with me in the past. Yeah. This was true.
And you fucked with Wikipedia.
I do. He's a multi-instrumentalist, plays piano, guitar, banjo, and mandolin.
Wow.
Yeah. A very talented dude. And again, just ridiculous resume. Don't have enough time to get into it.
Yeah.
But from one person who was in a weirdly named group to another, do you know the Game of Thrones star that was in the punk rap band called Wizzy?
I really hope it's Braun. I know he was in a band. I don't know what it was.
Think smaller.
Think smaller? What? Really?
Dinklage.
Awesome.
Barney Rubble, he was in a band called Wizzy. Apparently, the scar that's on his face that's not part of the prosthetics of Game of Thrones is once from performing live and getting hit with something.
Wow.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. So this was the one that was hard to whittle down.
Yeah, he's been in a lot.
He is such a prolific dude. And of course, part of the 11-8. And with that, has the most episodes of Game of Thrones with 67 of the 73.
Ooh, yep.
So yeah.
I figured once he became a fan favorite, everyone wanted more Tyrion.
It was sort of surprising to me that, he missed 6 episodes.
I mean, no, not really.
Yeah.
It's.
I guess Battle of the Bastards was pretty well only focused on Jon.
Yeah. There are a couple of those that were specifically focused on characters and in specific areas.
Yeah.
So unless you were in King's Landing or Marine.
Yeah, suppose, yeah. He's making double Marvel money.
Yeah.
As, not only was he in X-Men Days of Future Past, but then in Avengers Infinity War, which I still think is the most genius casting of all time.
I do really like it, where he's playing one of the dwarves from Norse legend, but because it's a legend, he's a giant to humans.
Yeah.
I think it's a very clever way to do it, yeah.
Absolutely. And I love some of his lines, deliveries in that, like, what a good movie that requires way too much viewing.
The only one I can remember is when he says, "Stones!
The stones.
You are supposed to protect us from the stones. That wizard came from the moon."
But you'll burn alive. Then I'll burn alive. Yes, that's what I said. Very good. And he also is pulling double Death at a Funeral money.
I know, yeah. The the American remake of Death at a Funeral that has the same actor, only one actor playing the same role in both.
Yeah.
Which is... It's weird that it's weird, you know? Like, it's just strange to think the same person being in the remake, but then why is it strange that the same person... Yeah, like I said, it's weird to think that it's weird, but I think it's weird.
But yeah, one of the only American actors in Game of Thrones that was starring in a British comedy, that when it got turned into a Martin Lawrence vehicle, it still played in America. Yeah, very funny shit. So, he starred in the movie Bullet opposite Tupac Shakur when he was briefly an actor. And yeah, I could do a whole episode on Dinklage. But
there's an entire podcast to be done on rappers in movies.
Yeah. Well, it turns out Dinklage was a movie actor that was briefly a rapper as well.
Oh my god. You know what? It's quicker to list the careers he hasn't had. He's never been a bricklayer.
Yep. He hasn't done a DC movie. Aidan Gillen, who played Littlefinger.
Littlefinger. Yeah, 11/8 as well, I believe.
Nope.
Really?
Got offed in the 7th season.
7th. I thought got offed in 8th. They blur together, to be fair.
Also pulling Batman money. He was a CAA co-op in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, he's the one who kidnapped Spain.
At the start?
At the start, yeah.
Yeah, in the plane scene.
Yep.
And yeah, he also played the Queen's manager in the shitty Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Queen's manager. The Queen's.
The Queen.
Yeah. Again, massive career. Don't have time.
Second season of The Wire, or maybe it's the third. I think it's the third or fourth.
There were a few actors in The Wire. I didn't know if you'd seen it or not.
I've seen most of The Wire. I stopped somewhere by accident and never picked it up again. Yeah, season 4, I think I stopped.
You fumbled it when it came down to The Wire.
Zing.
Liam Cunningham, Sir Davos Seaworth.
Yes, I don't care. He's already my favorite.
Yeah, that's the fact. He rules. But no, he on and off relationship with acting over the years. And for a period, he lived in Zimbabwe for 3 years where he was an electrician at a safari park.
Of course he was.
Some of these facts you've been like, wow. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense.
Sometimes when you're talking to someone, you find out they had just the most outlandish previous life you've never would have imagined. And it's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, the Onion King. He definitely did that. John Bradley, Samwise Tarly.
Sam from another series. What other series has he been in?
I didn't write that down.
Oh.
But he's done a fair bit. But
11/8.
11/8, yep. 48 of the 73. Younger than us.
Yeah, of course.
And he's also a drummer.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And Stephen, how many more of these have I got? Oh, okay, I'm about halfway through.
Okay.
Stephen Delane, and this is where it starts getting a bit thinner anyway.
Yeah.
Stephen Delane, Stannis Baratheon. His kid is also an actor, Frank Delane, playing Tom Riddle in the Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, right.
So yeah, the one fact I found out about him was his kid.
Okay, that's interesting.
Carice Van Houten, who's another name we've been getting wrong. It's Carice, not Clarice.
Sorry.
No, I think that was me too. I'm like, I had to check multiple. I thought there was an L there.
We have just been calling him Millhouse.
Yeah. She's in a relationship with Australia's Guy Pearce.
I know.
Yep. I should be asking you some of these.
I looked that up.
She's quadlingual, speaks Dutch, English, German, and French.
Nice. And
yeah, as we mentioned on the Simpsons Index, she played Millhouse's cousin Annika Van Houten in season 26's Let's Go Fly a Coot.
Yes, not a great episode.
Nope. All right. Here's another favorite of ours. Jerome Flynn, Bron.
Bron.
Good old David Cross.
Do I get to finally find out what his band was? Because I know it exists, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, did I write it down? He was a chart-selling duo with Robson and Jerome. Number one selling artist in UK following a performance of Unchained Melody.
Oh, wow.
And that was on a show, and then they wanted to do it as a single because there was such a great response. Simon Cowell produced it.
Nice.
And it sold gangbusters, best-selling 1995 UK single.
I'm very curious about that because Unchained Melody is like it gets so heavily associated with the movie Ghost.
Yeah, true.
And as a cliche, which is kind of unfair because it's an amazing song. Like,
oh, absolutely.
The original Righteous Brothers performance of it is moving and soulful and all that good stuff.
Yeah. No, like it's one of my favorite chord progressions to play. It's like pretty easy. Then the bridge sort of gets into a lot of like chord superimposing and all that sort of shit. But like for the main verse, because it's sort of like a song without a chorus in a way, isn't it?
It just kind of keeps going. And,
it's just
building.
But for any of you learning a chord instrument, guitar, piano, or whatever, I'd seriously recommend learning Unchained Melody. It's just a great thing to get under your fingers. Yeah, let's listen to a little clip of that.
Quick Google search.
Start from a random point.
Yep.
Start at an instrumental point. So that was not.
That was not our boy. And that's competent, but come on.
Wow.
So young.
It's mostly the other dude, unfortunately. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'm underwhelmed.
Yep. I was hoping for a little bit of Jerome, but it was more Robson.
Oh well, that's life.
Indeed. He played a pedophile in Black Mirror. And he was away from...
yeah, he was too. Oh.
Yeah, that is actually a very fucking good,
That's a very good episode. It got me as well. Like, I did not see that last bit coming.
Oh, so... Yeah, amazing. But back when Black Mirror was amazing, the last season was fucking awful.
Never got to it for that reason.
Don't. Like, the first episode's okay with Anthony Mackie, but rest of it's shit. He was away from acting for about 10 years before getting back into Game of Thrones, and now he's going to be in Dark Tower, or he is in Dark Tower?
Does it... I mean, Dark Tower was a movie that didn't do well because apparently it sucked.
Oh, okay.
They might be trying to make a show out of it now. I don't know. That's entirely possible. They never stopped making Stephen King stuff, so...
And another person in a relationship with a Game of Thrones co-star.
Oh, okay. This one I don't know.
Oh, Lena Headey.
Really?
And there were rumors about them having a bad breakup and demanding to have separate scenes on set and never be seen on camera, but also...
Like, they never were. I think there's one scene where she's all like, go find my brother, and that's it.
Yeah, but it was probably a concoction of UK tabloids who are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
All right.
Hey, you know what? If you ever get the chance to date Lena Headey, you go for it.
Oh, absolutely. Even if it does end up in...
tabloids and with bad blood on set, it's some mountains you just got to climb.
Yeah. And yeah, the separate scenes thing, exactly what you said.
Yeah, they would never, like, maybe once, maybe twice.
So Conleth Hill, another great name.
Conleth.
Yeah, who's Conleth?
That's a location in Wales, Elliot.
Well, he's better known as Burnt, Newton, or Varys.
Ah, nice. I did, out of curiosity, wonder what else he was in, so I did Google him. If you've seen him with hair, it's offensive.
That's my first note. Has fucking hair. Look at that shit.
Because I looked at it like, I'm weirdly upset.
It's like not even... It's a thick fucking full head of hair. That guy's never had issues with balding, or if he did, he solved them.
Yeah, so I guess props on head acting.
I'd say
coming off as a natural bald man.
He really does. That is a fucking fantastic job that they've done.
But if you want to weirdly ruin your day, just find a photo of him with like hair and a beard, and it's just he's just a person, and it's upsetting how normal it is.
One of the 11-8 appeared in 46-73
until he became Burnt Newton in one of the last episodes.
Exactly. So from this point on, the 11-8s are people who were like guest stars in the first season, but they still appeared in every season, so I'm counting them.
Yep.
Here's another one about where I've just given a fact about their relative.
Hell yeah.
Younger brother Ronan was also an Emmy Award-winning sound engineer for Game of Thrones.
Oh, nice.
Big family of film people. His older brother is a cameraman and his sister's a producer. All
nice.
Very well regarded in their field, yeah. Sibel Kikili, Shay. Worked in pornography.
I know.
Oh, there we go.
It was a big thing on the internet at some point, and
yeah. So, yeah, it's a real unfortunate thing where after she was cast in her first acting role, this info was plastered across German tabloid. And when she, won a couple of awards for a prestigious German film, she just, acceptance speeches just blasted the tabloids,
Really?
who were later reprimanded as well for their coverage. So, yeah, good on her.
Like, you can list it as, like, an interesting fact, much like we're doing, but we're not giving her shit for it.
No.
It's a thing. She was in it. So what?
Yeah, it was from, before she knew she wanted to be an actor and she was sort of finding herself and in studies and stuff and wanted a bit of extra money. It's fucking, it's work.
Yep.
Natalie Dormer.
Yep. God. Her character name just fled my brain immediately. But
it's
I know
probably the longest one.
Marjorie. I can't believe it's not Marjorie Tyrell. There it is. It's been a while since we referenced it. Definitely not an 11.8. Blows up in 5 or 6. I can't remember.
Yep. Definitely not an 11.8. But recently was in a 6-episode reboot of Picnic at Hanging Rock that's apparently now available on Amazon Prime.
What?
Yeah.
How is that not blipped on either of our radars, given that Picnic at Hanging Rock is an iconic Australian film? Also, how are you making a series out of a mystery that no one knows the answer to?
How did they make 6 episodes out of a fucking movie that could barely make a movie out of it?
That's bizarre. Okay. A lot of, making shit up, obviously, but whatever. That's interesting. But
I have my hang-ups about Picnic at Hanging Rock, because I think I watched it at a time where I wouldn't have appreciated it anyway. But,
fair. Yeah. But I know she's had quite a fair career. She's also been in The Tudors, I think it is, which is like another bit historically based period piece. Popped up in one of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, a lot of these actors had actually. Yeah. If it wasn't, that was probably the other thing. Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Or
things that were big when this was big.
Yeah. Charles Dance. Do you know what he's been in? Because that's mostly what my notes are.
Like everything.
Yeah.
He was in the Ali G movie. So
he was.
If you ever want to see him shaking his ass in a tight skirt, you can see that. And it's good because Charles Dance is that fucking good.
Yeah, to list all of his roles, but some of the ones that stood out to me, James Bond, For Your Eyes Only, Alien 3.
Yes, of course.
Last Action Hero. 2 of the Underworld movies.
Yeah, they're garbage though.
All of them are.
Yeah.
He was in the newest Ghostbusters. Johnny English Strikes Again, just going on the whole sequels.
Yeah.
The Godzilla reboot sequel, King of Monsters.
It was. Right.
And TV, he played the Prime Minister in the Mission Impossible TV series. Crown, and upcoming Sandman as well.
Oh, who's he? Does it say who he is in Sandman?
Roderick Burgess.
I do not remember who that is.
Yeah.
Wait, yes I do. Ooh, nice cast.
And video games. He was in The Witcher 3.
Hey!
And Call of Duty Black Ops 4, talking about more sequels.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Kit Harington being in one of the Call of Duties.
Oh, was he?
He's like the main villain in the one that's set in the future.
Oh, right. Because, a lot of these actors as well have done bit parts in video games, but it was another thing where it's sort of too stacked to mention, but there you go.
That wizard came from the moon.
That's right.
From Destiny.
Una Chaplin.
Ah, yes. What was her name? No, not Usha, because that was the wildling.
Yep.
What was her name? Took us so long to find out what her name was.
Talisa Magear.
Right.
Okay. Younger than us.
Yeah.
Only me by a couple months, you by a year.
Well, shit.
Granddaughter of Charlie Chaplin.
I brought that up in the show.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
There we go. I got to listen to this show. It sounds good.
Yeah. A lot of facts.
She also did an episode of Sherlock. She was Watson's girlfriend in that, which is really weird to me as well.
I don't remember that part.
Because it was Martin
Freeman,
Yeah, playing that, who's 60 now.
Yeah.
Who would have been...
Again, he's another vampire who just doesn't look his age.
Yeah. And she's booked in to do all of the Avatar sequels. And I didn't know this. Apparently 2 is being filmed and it's in post-production.
What, hang on. Oh, okay. I'm
James Cameron.
I'm getting my avatars mixed up.
Yeah, not Last Airbending.
Yeah, they keep going with these Avatar films. That's a podcast in of itself in terms of no one cares. And it's not not cares to the point of fuck that. It's not cares in, oh, all right.
Yeah.
There's no hype. No one wants this, and that would be fine if they were just making a sequel, but aren't they planning 4 more films and to have a theme park? I just don't get it.
I would be surprised if Avatar 2 makes enough money to justify the rest of it, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. It very well may, but it's just no one is excited as the fact I really like. I can't remember who originally said it, but Avatar left no cultural footprint.
Yeah.
There is not a single quote you hear people say from that. You don't see anyone cosplaying, maybe occasionally. I think my sister-in-law actually did once. Yeah. Sorry, that's another thing, and it's a curiosity to me.
Well, I think, there's a reasonable expectation that it'll do well in the Chinese film market because most of these sort of visual American movies do very well.
That's true.
And I hated the fuck out of Avatar, but I ended up seeing it at the cinema 3 times against my will. But the second time or maybe it was the third, it doesn't matter. My mum had brought some people over from Papua New Guinea who were like teachers over there, and they were doing like a teaching course in Australia. And we're like, okay, what's some fun things, that we can do? Because language was a little bit of a barrier for them, but not much. Like, they spoke English well enough. So like, we'll take them to the movies. Avatar's out. And I was like, it's a visual feast and there's not much to the story. This will work out. Yep. And I mean, seeing them react to it, it's like, okay, if English was a barrier,
then this is straightforward enough that you get it.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, that was longer than that when I wanted to spend.
And that was a fun fact about Elliot.
Rose Leslie Egret. Yep, we mentioned before. Jon Snow. Yep,
was in a weird horror movie that I watched that I quite liked that I cannot remember the name of.
So until you do, she has some ties to her Scottish royalty.
Oh, nice.
And until age 10 was raised in Lickley Head Castle in Aberdeenshire. Again, I have to make sure Wikipedia's not fucking with me because these sound like completely made up names.
Yeah, that might be from Monty Python.
Definitely. Joe Dempsey, Gendry Baratheon.
Ah, right.
Younger than us.
Yeah, bastard.
Voice work for a Clear Cell campaign and was in Final Fantasy 14.
All right.
I was going to delete that one. I remembered it wasn't that interesting.
Yeah.
Tormund Giantsbane, Christopher Hivju.
All right. What do we got?
Unfortunately, he's had bit parts here and there. He was in the Thing prequel.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Lion Guard and Duck's Tales. But yeah, unfortunately, the most interesting thing I find that he's recovered from COVID.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Yep. All right. And standing at 6'3", Gwendolyn Christie, Brienne of Tarth.
Yes.
Tilda Swanson. She's also making that Disney money.
Oh, yeah. What's she again? I know this. No,
Shiny Trooper.
Ah, yeah, that's right. Phantasma or whatever her name is. To be fair, you never see her without a helmet.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was a shame. I thought we were going to get like a
face reveal.
Yeah.
Fair enough, because stormtroopers so rarely take theirs off.
But
Finn is the only stormtrooper that ever takes his helmet off.
Really?
I mean, I don't know that for sure, but yeah, pretty much.
Interesting. She also starred in a couple of Hunger Games.
Yep, and she's in the upcoming Sandman.
Coming
to Netflix.
As Lucifer.
Yeah.
There we
Mentioned that on the show. You should listen to this show.
It's a good show. So I hear. But yeah, she just worked out like crazy for the role and learned horse riding, sword riding, horse while on a sword riding. What?
Yeah, riding a sword on a horse.
Yeah.
Worth it because she fucking rules.
Yeah, like she just buffed the fuck up for the show. And yeah, all the work shows.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful actor. Oh, I think that means we've done all the 11-8 now.
Yep.
All right. Ewan Rion, Ramsay Bolton.
He's going to have an interesting career because he pops up in stuff as well.
He did a Welsh soap opera, Pobl y Cwm.
Goddamn Wales. What is with your language?
I have to look up
vowels. They exist.
Pobl y Cwm. Because... I shouldn't laugh because, it's just another language, but Welsh is so delightfully fucking...
It looks fictional. What is that second word for everyone playing at home is CWM. Google search.
Anyway, damn it. I should have had the clip chambered.
It's interesting enough that Welsh is still enough of a language that they are making shows exclusively in Welsh. I thought it was somewhat of a dead language, but obviously not. So that's kind of nice.
No, I grew up speaking that and learned English later on, apparently.
Yeah.
And he's younger than you, but older than me. He was born on the 13th of May, 1986.
Get some success, dude. Jeez.
And Hannah Murray playing Gilly. Another Van Houten connection.
Oh, really?
Starred as Leslie Lulu Van Houten, former member of the Manson family. In the film Charlie Says 2018, also poorly received.
Gilly not doing so good out there.
Yep. So one of the replacement for Dario Naharis, who replaced Ed Screen in season 4.
It's even a bad name. Ed Screen.
Yeah. Who was, I think we commented, was fucking horrible.
Yeah, he was, what do we call him again?
Captain Handsome?
Fabio Naharis.
That's it. But yeah.
I think I like your comment of he's so handsome he becomes ugly again.
Yeah. Oh, actually, but you should see him without his Dario
really?
Naharis thing because...
Looks like a dude.
He looks...
One quick Google search later.
Actually kind of ugly.
Oh yeah, we're back to like normal ugly.
I guess it's the hair that did it for him.
I guess, and it's just so unnatural on him.
Yeah, maybe.
Reminds me a bit, remember when they had that mug shot of the like handsome dude that was going around the internet a few years ago?
Oh, the incredibly photogenic man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me a bit of him.
Yeah. The guy who was like caught running?
No.
Oh.
Different dude. Anyway, never mind.
Anyway. But yeah, he's the replacement guy was a big musician in the Netherlands. And yeah. And he played the older sibling in Netflix's Haunting of Hill House.
Son of a bitch, you did too.
Yeah.
Nice. That is a good show. Nathalie
Emmanuel, Miss Sunday. She's been in every Fast and the Furious movie since number 7.
That's still like 14 films.
Yeah, but precocious young actor was cast as Nala in the London West End production of Lion King at age 10.
Wow.
And she starred in a Quibi show. Do you know Quibi?
Yeah, it's that streaming service that I think is tanked now.
Yeah, and it was designed to be exclusively for phones, and you could watch shows either portrait or landscape. One of the shows produced for that was called Die Hard, starring Kevin Hart and John Travolta.
Okay, if any fact is fucking with you, it's this one.
I checked. It's IMDb. You can pirate it now. I should have watched all of it, but I was laughing too much. But yeah, it's a sort of, what do you call it? When it's the characters playing an exaggerated version of themselves. So it's
like
Kevin...
melodrama.
No, like they're playing like Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart and John Travolta's John Travolta.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's telling the story of Kevin Hart trying to get into action movies.
Right.
So
he goes to John Travolta, who's best known for a musical.
Yeah. Once again, risk of giving you more to edit out. I have to pull up the
Google's fucking even the poster is so stupid. Ah.
The face of fear in the face of danger.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a picture with Miss Sunday as well.
Oh, nice. Just hanging out in the back. She looks so out of place. Even just this still frame.
She's this show, Sam, from another series.
Fuck me, yes.
Miss Sunday from another series.
Oh, wow.
All right, almost at the end. Oh, wow, this has been going on a while.
That was a long episode. That's cool.
All right. Dean Charles Chapman playing Tommen Baratheon. And you're right, total replacements for all the kids in those ones. And he was the second lead in 1917, that movie you saw.
Oh, wow, holy shit. I did not recognize him.
Yeah.
But, nice.
And he was also the longest-serving Billy Elliot in Billy Elliot the Musical on London West End.
Nice, so we know the boy can sing and dance.
Damn straight. Too bad you didn't get to do more of that. Just danced right off on the ledge.
Yep, all that style and grace, and all he could do was fall forwards.
Didn't even do a flip.
Well, we don't know. We saw him fall out the window.
Yeah,
he may have really stuck the landing.
And Indira Varma played Alara Sand, aka the Snake Woman.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, was the squeeze for Oprah and Mattel. Recovered from COVID. Good
for her.
Yep. Again, big career. Just not fun facts.
Yeah.
Not that that's a fun fact either, but you know.
Good for you.
Get your vaccinations if you can. Tom Walaschiha. The dude.
The dude.
Jargon Hagar.
Yeah, the assassin guy, for everyone who doesn't remember who the dude was.
Yeah, Jargon, that's easy enough. Jagen, but then the last name, H''Ghar.
Yeah, that's his Lord of the Rings name. So
he's quintlingual. German, English, French, Italian, and Russian. Ooh. Huge filmography, most of it foreign language and mostly German. But he, as a late teen, like about age 17, he was an exchange student and stayed in Massachusetts for a year. So, that's sort of where he got the bug for acting and all that.
Nice.
All right. This is a big one.
Yeah.
And I didn't think so because he's not like the hugest character in the show, but Jonathan Pryce, who played the High Sparrow,
Yeah.
Maester Potato Sack.
Yeah. Bernie Sanders.
Yep. That's right. Oh, I've almost forgot about that. Yeah, ginormous courier. Interestingly, I just wanted to point out, he was in a few lines of the British version of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
No.
Yeah, so you can see him do improv as well.
Nice.
But yeah, he's just an incredibly prolific actor. But the one story I wanted to highlight, he starred as the role of the engineer in the West End version of Miss Saigon. Are you familiar with Miss Saigon?
Vaguely.
I'm not. But in the play, he's playing the engineer who is a Eurasian pimp, and Jonathan Pryce would wear latex to give him a more Asian appearance. He wouldn't do the voice because Eurasian pimp, but he had prosthetic makeups to give him, the eyes.
Yep.
So yeah, sang with his normal voice, and when the production transferred to Broadway, the Actors Equity Association of America tried to stop Pryce from portraying the engineer because, according to their executive secretary, the casting of a Caucasian actor made up to appear Asian is an affront to the Asian community. This isn't recent either. This is like back in like the 90s or something, I think.
Look, all PC outrage culture is all recent and only just happened now. This, you're talking about the 90s, which was the good old days where comedians could say whatever they wanted without fear of reprisal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show's producer decided to cancel the $10 million New York production because he could not let the freedom of artistic expression be attacked. And realizing that its decision would result in the loss of many jobs, and after Pryce received much support from the acting community, including John Malkovich and Charlton Heston, he threatened to leave the union, threatened to leave the union if Pryce was not allowed to perform.
Wow. So
the AEA made a deal with Macintosh, allowing Pryce to appear in the production, for which he won a Tony Award for his performance in 1991. So
I really want to believe the engineer is like a 4-line bit.
Pretty prominent.
Obviously it has to be. But I want to imagine all this drama is happening around like, I fixed the engine, sir. And that's it.
Yeah. That one. Yeah. But no, it's just interesting that, because like it sort of alludes to, all this sort of cancel culture stuff feels very recent, but there was stuff happening.
It's been around for a long time.
But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting thing. And yeah, just seriously go scroll through his Wikipedia. It's at least 3 days of reading.
Nice.
Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm.
Ah, right.
Yep, late comer to the series, but he is also a music producer under the alias Rayleigh Ritchie.
First of all, bad name.
Yeah.
Second of all, I wouldn't have guessed that. I know he's not, Grey Worm in real life, but it's hard to imagine him doing anything than speaking in very short sentences.
And also has a dick.
What? Makes you tell me Varys has balls.
3. But yeah, he does like trip hop sort of stuff. It's neat.
It works if I imagine the same actor but with like a thick kind of British accent coming out of him, and therefore trip hop is like this thing. That fits.
Julian Glover, Maester Pycelle, Blathering Maester. Again, ginormous career.
Yeah, I imagine he's old enough to have like a long backlog.
Yep. And he was in The Empire Strikes Back.
Holy shit.
Playing General Maximilian Veers.
Well, he's got a name, so
yeah.
That's wild.
But yeah, and also talking about cultural appropriation and everything, he was a Bond villain in For Your Eyes Only.
That's another Bond villain.
He played the Greek Aristotle Christatos.
Okay.
Yep. And in Indiana Jones, well, not really appropriation. He was playing the American Nazi Walter Donovan in The Last Crusade.
That's wild.
Yeah. So yeah, Julian Glover's been a fucking round. And nice. Yeah, it's sort of weird to see the young pictures of him because it's just so distant from the new one. And just see him as Blathermeister.
Yeah.
Christian Nan. Hodor.
Of course. One of only 2 I'm going to put in quotations, guest star.
Yep. And yeah, that's my fact for him. He once appeared on Thrones of Game. No, he's also a DJ. I don't know. I haven't said anything that no one knows. The Mountain.
Was in a bunch of those shitty ads for soda streams.
Christian Nan was?
No, The Mountain.
Oh, which one? Because he was played by 3 different dudes.
Really? 3? The third one.
Yeah. The one that was also like the strongman and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one got replaced with a guy that, I didn't write his name down, but who also ended up playing the giant Wun in seasons 5 and 6.
All right.
So he was the second Mountain. And yeah, the third one that would go on to play
Yeah, I knew
most
they
of
did-
the roles under the mask.
I knew they did 2. I didn't know they did 3.
Yeah. But the second dude as well, who played the giant, would play a lot of other like stunt characters because he was mostly a stunt man, but they sort of, you know,
Yeah.
he was a big lumbering 7-foot fucking dude.
When
so.
you need a massive dude to be
Yeah.
in something. Yeah.
But yeah, weirdly enough, the final mountain was also the shortest at like 6'7".
Yeah, but he's also big.
Yeah.
Like, he may not be tall, but he's big.
Yep. Natalie Tina playing Osha. She is the wildling, the only adult in the room.
Yep.
Professional singer and accordion player.
Really?
Looked it up. She is a shredder like Weird Al. It is
wow.
insane to watch.
I'm pumped to check that out.
Yep. Oh, this is a depressing one. Esme Bianco Roz
Oh, I'm worried this is depressing.
has accused Marilyn Manson of intense sexual assault. The trial is ongoing.
Intense sexual assault.
Yeah, there's accusations of being drugged and being coerced into doing BDSM activities. That
Right.
she would later be like, wait, I was drugged. I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, I knew Manson was like effectively cancelled and, you know, obviously pending trial, I suppose.
Well, that's the other
Didn't
thing.
know it was Roz.
Well, because I'd heard a few like accounts and accusations, and you know, especially from Rose McGowan and what's her name, Evan Rachel Wood. Yeah. So, and that was sort of one of the ones that slipped under the radar because then once those came out, there were so fucking many.
Oof.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I'm like, I'm glad I didn't really listen to his music much as a teenager.
Yeah, that helps a little bit.
David Bradley, Walter Frey. Walter Frey.
The giant bastard himself.
Yep. He was also in Hot Fuzz.
Is he like the guy who's got all the guns?
Yeah, the weapons order. Oh, there's a piece of junk. Tick, 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 tick. Fuck. That one. Yep.
The guy who's hard to understand. Nice.
Much like this show.
Yeah.
He was also Argus Filch in Harry Potter. Was also in Doctor Who in the Matt Smith season.
All right.
Yep. And yeah, once again, ridiculous resume. Gemma Whelan playing Yara. She is a stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yeah, that's like most of her work is related to that, and she like shot a pilot for comedy and stuff, and yeah, same birthday as me as well.
Oh, nice.
But
Happy
she's older.
birthday.
Yeah. Diana Rigg, Sass Queen.
Sasquatch!
Again, could do an episode on all her stuff,
yeah.
but once again, the James Bond connection. She was James Bond's only wife, Tracy Bond.
Yep.
And she was that was the Lazenby Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I'd forgotten this. In the show Extras,
Yeah.
she was the one that Daniel Radcliffe flicks the condom on.
I haven't seen that episode.
And he's like, can I have my Johnny back? And she's like, no. Dame, may I have my Johnny back, please? Dame, may I have my Johnny back, please? You haven't seen that one?
Nah.
Oh, and like Daniel Radcliffe's like carrying around like an open, unraveled condom's like, I'm going to use this.
And it's funny, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like I've had a hard time reconciling Ricky Gervais, but you know, you can't deny his early work before he became a chud. Or he was always a chud and he made some good stuff. Whatever. She smoked for over 60 years until she had heart surgery in 2017. So I'm putting like her approximate smoking from 1956 to 3 years ago. And she had surgery then, but then, last year died from lung cancer, obviously.
And was the original British Avengers.
That's right, yeah. Again, we could go on and on with Sass Queen. And
if you've never looked up her like in the 60s in like a go-go dress, it is mint. It is so good.
So that's about all the facts I have for actors, but just a couple of...
do we have anything on Pod?
On Pod?
Podrick.
Oh, no, I looked it up. It's...
Really? No, it's disappointing. Okay.
Yeah, got good pipes.
Yeah.
But just a couple of random facts here. One of the pikes next to Ned Stark was actually a mask that they had of George W. Bush, but they put a long wig on him. And, of course, some people got upset by that because they noticed because it was in focus in a couple of shots.
Yeah.
But they were just like, look, this is not a political thing. We just had the mask and we thought it'd be funny. You know?
It's an Easter egg. It's not a political statement.
Yeah. Actually, no, here's another fact about an actor. Thomas Brodie Sangster, who was Bran's blonde magic friend, the little kid, the one who like would have epilepsy and reveal things.
Oh, yeah.
Who would then be in Queen's Gambit and look very weird with a moustache.
Yeah, that guy. Right.
So when he started, he was 24.
Fuck off!
Playing opposite Bran's 13-year-old All-Bran.
Oh, my... I knew he was eternally young, but holy shit.
Yeah, he's got Yeah, Paul Rudd disease is getting named after him next. It's
Like,
going to be Thomas Brodie
We
stuff.
joke about Paul Rudd disease. Does that guy actually have a thing where he just looks eternally young? Because holy shit.
Yeah, because even like with the moustache in Queen's Gambit, it looked like a 14-year-old with a place.
And this is a couple of years after it. It's like, because he's also the kid that was in like Spiderwick Chronicles or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it is because he looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
And apparently Gillian Anderson turned down a role in, because when they were casting season 1 of Game of Thrones. What's this show called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thrones of Thrones.
And I was like, oh, she could have had so much money. She probably is all right.
Any idea what role it was? Or?
No, I wouldn't have a clue.
I'm going to say good, not because Gillian Anderson is a bad actor. I feel like it would have been distracting.
Yeah.
You know, to have Scully there the whole time.
Well, because that's sort of one of the things I noticed is like, even a lot of these people who have had giant resumes throughout these whole things, they weren't like the guy from a thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be like, oh, that's Charles Dance. I know him as one of the James Bonds.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Even if you know him, you don't know him from like one thing.
Yeah, and a lot of these people are like more theater actors than film actors as well. Like, yeah, that's one thing that I haven't mentioned is like the ridiculous amount of theater that a lot of these people have done, especially, anyone who's not a kid, basically.
Some of the older guard.
Yeah, have like a resume of Shakespeare that outweighs their filmography. Like, it's ridiculous. Apparently that was actually a real stag in that scene.
Really?
That Charles Dance carved as well.
How did they reset?
So apparently they only shot it twice.
Okay.
And they did like one day after
One
the other.
side and then the other.
And sort of like the first day was like a semi-practice one where like the butcher was like looking over and yeah, so the second one was like Charles Dance, learning to ride the bike on his own. And
Goddamn Charles Dance, man.
yeah, so and they were real stags. And I think that's this is my last fact, actually.
Okay.
So Ben Hawkey, another actor who played Hot Pie.
Hot Pie.
The big thing that you find when you look him up is that he opened a bakery called You Know Nothing John Doe. And like this makes an amazing clickbait headline, which I found out because you look deeper into it. It was what they call like a dark restaurant where it exists only on delivery services.
Right.
Your Deliveroo's, Uber Eats.
You can't eat in.
Yeah. So it's only delivery. And it was a promotional tie-in with Deliveroo, but they'd sell direwolf bread. And it was like just a like little orange poppy seed cake sort of thing that was shaped like the direwolf and stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, they closed it very soon after announcing it because the bakery just couldn't keep up with the demand, and like it still exists on the delivery page, but it hasn't been accepting orders since like 3 weeks after they announced it was a thing.
That's too much success.
Yeah, but so like I don't think Ben Hawkey had anything to do with it. It was more of a Deliveroo promotional stunt.
Yeah, fair.
But it is funny that sort of is pretty well the only thing that appears when you look at him online.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, that's all my facts of Game Brackets of Thrones.
All right. Nice. Man, that was a thrill ride.
Yeah. Oh, man. Long episode. Sorry about that.
hey, it's Pewpewpew. Sometimes we do a long, unexpected episode. Maybe we'll split it into 2. Maybe we won't. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet.
Pew.
Pew.
Yeah.
It was thrilling, though. That was a lot more interesting shit than I thought.
Yeah. Oh, and... in a lot of ways, that's sort of the fun facts. If you want to get deeper into it, there is so much there for you to get out of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap this one. I'm just not entirely sure how we do that.
Yep.
So how did we get here?
I thought, hey, I've got an idea for a podcast. And how do we get out?
Yeah. How we get out is, I guess we just say, this has been our Fun Facts episode of Game of Thrones. Back to our regular scheduled programming next time, unless I split this one into 2, but in which case, this part would appear on the end of that episode. So I'm just talking myself into circles. The point in, I've been BT Calloway, that's been LHJ O'Neill.
Goodbye!
And for now, our watch is ended.